Good evening, everybody. My name is Dreamboat. I'm here with Avril. We're doing some Overwatch casting. That's right, here for some Heroes League action. How are you doing, Avril?
How are you doing, Dreamboat? I'm pretty good. And Overwatch action, here we go. Week 3. This is the one we've been waiting for. Week 3 of Swiss and Heroes League. It's the one where the teams are going to get pretty close. So we're right into the good week now.
It should be good. And I'm super excited because it's Ilios as the map that we're doing tonight. And honestly, as a player, I love this map. I don't know about you.
I think this map is still somewhat less seen in the competitive scene so far. I think most teams, everyone goes for the King's Row, you play the Dorado, and when you play Koth, you normally play Lee Jung. So this map is just kind of a lot less seen. So getting to see some of the less played maps is a bit of a welcome change in my books. I mean, you get a chance to see how teams operate on the different maps, seeing if, how strong these teams are on maps you don't see as often. And I think that's positive for the scene. I think it's good to get everyone to be playing all the different maps, and we're not just seeing the same maps all the time.
And can I just say the most important part of the unseen and the unknown? The upset. We can see any team take any map if one team is not comfortable on it. I mean, we're doing Overwatch, but if we even look at Counter-Strike, they just had their major. And Nuke, some teams pulled that map that virtually no one played out of their back pocket, and upsets happen across the board. Flipside took the eventual champion super close on it. So really, teams that don't play a map can sometimes struggle on it if they're not used to it or not expecting it. So with this being uncommon, I'm looking forward to it.
I think it all comes down to the amount of practice you've had as well, and this being one of the lesser popular maps, being that probably pretty much means that teams have had less practice on this. I don't know the actual amount of practice both of these teams have. Obviously, Chiefs here being the definite favorites to win this. Chiefs still one of the top 4, top 2 teams in the Oceanic region, with No Reason Gaming slowly climbing up the ranks as well. But I've had a bit of inside information that Apathetic is a pretty decent tracer, and of course Ilios, as with any Koth map, is a pretty tracer dominant map, and I'd expect Apathetic to pull the big guns out for this one.
I'm looking forward to seeing if he can stand up to the Chiefs team, who, from a former TF2 caster standpoint, is a team that I recognize up and down. Aporia, Snowblind, Termo, some absolute legends in that game. Snowblind being an incredible scout, which I think translated pretty well to Tracer, some of that hit scan, tracking, and accuracy. And I'm looking forward to see how well he performs here against Apathetic.
I actually think Koth is one of those maps where you're more likely to see the upsets on the other, compared to the other maps. And on a map like this, on a less practiced map like Ilios, and especially on a Koth, I think a lot of it comes down to individual skill levels. And I think the better teams at the moment, their level of coordination is definitely a lot higher than the lesser teams. That's one of the factors. The other factors being, probably more time played to get a better strats maybe. But there's a lot of good players, a lot of decent skill level on the lesser, lower level teams. And Koth is one of those maps where the individual skill levels of each player really comes out to shine. So if there's any map for an upset, it's going to be this one.
And, it could, as you're saying, it could go any way. I want to hear your predictions, though. I want to know who you think is going to take this.
Well, unfortunately, I don't know if one player can carry an entire team. So, Apathetic's got a lot of work to do if he's going to make that carry. Personally, I still think if I was a betting man, if I was going to put some money down, Chiefs are going to take this map 2-0. And that's just because of Chiefs' reputation. That's their experience, their knowledge, their skill level coming out to play. But I think No Reason Gaming are just going to give it as much as they can. And the room for upset is definitely there, so we'll see what happens. I think teams are going to get into it right now.
Yeah, they're moving forward here. Throwing some shots around here. No one's really getting too much positioning. Just pressuring towards the point, taking the spam game.
Rep's going to be the first one to take a player down. Grims will be the first blood sacrifice to Rep on the Pharah. And both teams actually in now. Dorky's going to take down Psycho Banana, and Ori going to take down Sarcastica. 4 down now for the side of No Reason, so Chiefs gonna look to take this one pretty soundly, Dreamboat. First point.
That
first
was a start there from Chiefs, and I want to give a big shout out to Rep on that one. Getting a couple kills there, really opened things up early, and now he's just sitting up top, dominating the top area with Aporia damage boosting him. Throws a long range spam. He's actually going to connect on one of them.
Yeah,
so he's doing a good job of zoning the other team here as they're starting to come in, and especially now that Snowblind's putting pressure on as the Reaper. They're pressing him back, and this is a really good hold so far here.
Yeah, Chiefs not wasting any time there. They see No Reason coming in through the mid push. I'm going to call that the mid corridor, the mid lane, or whatever you want to really say, but the mid really. And Chiefs taking the fight straight to them. Now they got 5 ults up. Chiefs not letting No Reason. Chiefs letting, not giving No Reason. Sorry, excuse me. Chiefs are not giving the other team No Reason any space to move in through there. Oh, excuse me. That was a bit of a tongue twister. So taking the fight directly to No Reason and locking them out is a pretty smart move. 6 ultis out now up for Chiefs versus 2 on the No Reason side.
Oh, and Snowblind's pretty lucky there. He just managed to hit his Ghoster Wraith form and get out of there as he got hooked. Could have been rough for him, but now he's sitting up in a good little hiding spot here, trying to see if he can get that key pick to kind of eliminate No Reason's reason to push. And no, here we go. We got the double Tobal Steeds coming in. It is absolute chaos as people go down on both sides, but it's the revives. And that kind of raises that.
I think that was a 4-man res. I think the 4-man res is probably going to do something good here. Snowblind's going to take another 2 though. Snowblind not giving No Reason no real space to move around here. And I think it's the level of the number of ult advantage is really showing here. So you saw that Chiefs had all their ults up, meaning that they can use a couple of ults to force a fight and take a few players down. The res comes down, the res comes through from No Reason, but Chiefs still got enough ults to clean them up once again. And now you're looking at 98% overtime for Chiefs. No Reason have to just start diving on this point.
I don't even think they can really get there too well, and it's going to be map or yeah, I guess mini map 1, segment 1 to Chiefs in dominating fashion. They shut them out.
Yeah, at this point, you know, if No Reason had a bit of a cap time, if they showed a slightly more dominating, or slightly, I want to say if they put up a little bit more of a fight there, I would have been more optimistic about saying that maybe they could upset Chiefs on the maybe second stage of Ilios. But on the Lighthouse stage, I think that once you lose the point, it can be very difficult to push back in, because both of the main routes you want to take back into the point are both very massive choke points that you get locked out on. We'll see what happens on the well point, because there's a lot of room to get free kills or like really strange, interesting kills by knocking people into the wells. So possibly as maybe a slightly more friendly map for No Reason, but we'll see how they play here.
Absolutely, they are just hopping around the pit and seeing, you know, both teams pressuring, seeing if they can't get that pick that will kind of be the pitfall of their effort for the first cap, and that's Rep hitting a nice rocket onto Apathetic, and now he's doing work here with Snowblind. They pick off the Reaper, and that's the Mercy and the Roadhog down. Rep doing all kinds of damage, and he still has not died. There we go. No Lucio, and it is one man who lived. Actually, no, sorry, it was Apathetic going out super early there. It means that it was a clean wipe.
Can I just say, the thing I'm noticing here that's been consistent across both of these 2 points on Ilios is that Dorky is always the one that's initiating first. He's always the one getting on top of No Reason before No Reason can even get to the point. He drops the shield on top of No Reason, and that gives Chiefs the fight. Or are you going to get picked down now? Can No Reason take this 6v5? This is their advantage. They need to do something with this pick.
Oh, and it's the Mercy down. Rep with another nice rocket. Now the Justice raining down just onto broken down players. So that's going to open things up as Apathetic takes out Rep here, but it's still people going down. And now the revive from Chiefs, and No Reason. Well, I don't know what you do if you're No Reason here. They've done a lot they can do.
Really
They're being crushed.
You really have to save for some ults here. It's 43%. What you've got to do here is you have to make plays to force Chiefs to use ultimates. Chiefs are holding really forward as well, so you know they can be surrounded here. You can actually collapse on Chiefs and force them to blow their ults. Once they've blown their ults, you've got an ult advantage, and then you can take another push. But really, you have to make a push, potentially lose a push, make the other team blow ults, and then re-push with an ult advantage is really the only option here, unless you can get some really sneaky picks, which I think No Reason is struggling kind of to get at the moment.
Well, an Apathetic's starting to win this kind of left height advantage here against Rep, and that's going to be a crucial win. If he can get that positioning, it opens things up. But now it's a Tobelstein. It's got a couple of them there. That's Turbo and Uri. And now it's the triple! The triple with the rain from above. But the revive.
Both teams are going to revive, so we're going to see another fight straight away. Everyone's going to use ults here. No one's going to save anything. This is going to be probably the final fight. We're looking at 88% on the progress timer, so no reason to have to take it in this fight. If they don't win in this fight, that's it. They're going to have to go into overtime again, and it doesn't look good for no reason. All their players are down. They're going to have to start trickling back in 99%. Somebody has to touch the point. They're not going to make it.
Well, that was fast. Just an absolutely dominant showing. And I want to give a minor shout out to the almost misplay from Chiefs as we're going into the play of the game here. It's Turmo, actually. Yeah, it's the Tobelstein, I think.
This will be the final fight,
yeah.
the very last fight before the revives came in.
Nice little play from there. But the almost misplay from Chiefs. And what I'm referencing is, and I don't know if it was caught on cam, Aporia almost fell down the pit, and he managed to use his, as Mercy used his fly to a teammate ability to get out. But in turn, Rep almost fell into a pit, and then had to use his jump to get out. And really, it almost was just pit madness there.
The well is certainly, the well or the pit is certainly a bit of a killer. It's the one that catches people out. I mean, in most other maps, you have to be the one out-fragging the other team to get the kills. On a map like this where there's environmental deaths, you can potentially just get free kills by knocking people into the pit. And that kind of play can really change the pace of the map in a way that you wouldn't get on other maps, because if you're a lesser skilled team, you have to rely on your fragging ability, you have to rely on your aim, and you're not going to get the free environmental picks that you could get on the well map of Ilios.
Oh, now it's like we're getting geared up for another map here.
Yep.
It's gonna be Hollywood.
I think this was going to be, I thought Koth might have been No Reason's chance to show something, but I do believe Hollywood's going to be a little bit tougher. I will mention that Chiefs aren't running their standard lineup here, so you have a Rep filling in for Hey Katie, and Ori filling in for Zelogs. So, a slightly sub lineup, but even a sub lineup for Chiefs is incredibly strong. And just a little tidbit out there for people that don't realize, and for you, Dreamboat, if you're not too sure, but Rep is actually, I believe, I haven't checked in a while, but last I saw he was the #1 ranked player in Oceania for the competitive mode.
Well, it sounds like Rep's a fragger here as we head to Hollywood. I'm looking to see if he can keep that up, because I mean, I give him some credit with some of those Farah picks, but he was just doing absolute work the entirety of both of those halves as Farah, just doing a totally, honestly, flawless job of zoning out No Reason. And really, that was the biggest impact, I think, of any player.
I think he's generally considered within the Oceanic community to be one of the best, if not, right up there as pretty much the best Farah player. I mean, I don't know if he's the best, but he's right up there with the best Farah players in the scene. For me personally, I think Dorky did a lot of work on Ilios. He was one that really opened up the place for the rest of his team, and it's something I've seen from Dorky on Winston and other matches as well that Chiefs have been playing in. That Dorky on the Winston has just been extremely effective. He just knows exactly where to go, and not only that, but the timing that the rest of his team has to take advantage of his plays. That to me is what's really winning them a lot of the fights, especially a lot of the fights that are on the Chiefs side of the initiative. He's the one that's going in, dropping the shield, and drawing the attention and making some space for his team to do something.
Definitely doing a ton of work. Now, looking over to this defense here, what we're going to see is Ori's playing the Lucio. We got Turbo on the Reinhardt, Aporia once again on Mercy, Rep on Fair, of course. And then it's a Roadhog and a Reaper on Snowblind and Dorky. Except
someone on No Reason's lagging, so we're gonna just chill out back in the lobby for just a sec. But yeah, so No Reason Gaming on the defense first. I'm expecting Chiefs to continue with Dorky on that Winston. The way he's been opening up plays just once again is just really effective against No Reason right now. It's just effective in general, but it's No Reason are not able to really, I don't know, deal with it effectively, and the rest of the Chiefs are just streamlining in. Rep probably going to stay on the Pharaoh here. I think the first point of Hollywood is quite Pharaoh friendly. I think all 3 points of Hollywood are actually pretty Pharaoh dominant, especially point number 2. I did see Apathetics kind of mouse over the Widow there. It's a potential for him to maybe go on the Widowmaker. I think point 2 defense or point 2 offense of Hollywood is very Widow friendly. So an opportunity to see some plays there.
So, I mean, on the first map, Chiefs, I guess, DM aside, I mean, and short of No Reason coming back and kind of matching that fragging power, what do you think they really need? If they could change one thing, what should it be going into this map?
No Reason?
Yes. Or do you think there is no reason they will win this?
I think I think it's kind of feels like pushing a boulder up a hill. It's not impossible, but it is very difficult. And if they're gonna win this, it really has to come down to shutting down Rep, and then shutting down Snowblind off of shutting down Rep. Because I do still feel like in competitive Overwatch, eliminating the DPS players is what really wins you the game. I mean, the other players, sure, but the DPS players, they're the ones that are getting the frags. They're the ones putting the most pressure on with the most damage. You take those players out, that's how you're going to win the game. So, if No Reason want to run something like Apathetic Widow, that's their opportunity to take down Rep on a Pharaoh or something like that.
And I'm intrigued here just looking at this lobby. Aporia left. He had enough. I punned. He heard me pun on stream, and he said, "God damn it, Dreamboat," and he left.
Yeah, he apparently disconnects sometimes.
He's just a moody player, you know. Snowblind says one thing, and he's just, I'm done with you, man. I'm gone. No, he'll be back. That is what is causing the delay right now for this next map.
I think point number 2 on Hollywood is going to be the point for No Reason to try something. I think the first point can be quite difficult to defend, especially against a team like Chiefs that are so well coordinated. You actually see one of the Chiefs strats I've seen in the past in previous matches is Turmo on Diva with Dorky on Winston, and they both their tanks jump up into the cafe area, or sometimes Turmo wraps around the back of the spawn, the defense spawn, and comes into the cafe area from behind, and they coordinate some sort of play like that. So they smash that area pretty effectively, and it's one of the plays that they're known to do, but doing that, they usually don't run a Reinhardt. I don't think if they're going to make a play like that, but that is one of the Chief strats that I have seen in the past. I think No Reason are going to struggle for defense number 1 and defense number 3, but defense number 2 on point number 2 is where they really need to make something happen. If anything is going to happen, point 2 is going to be it, because it's the one that takes the longest to cap. It's the one with the longest distance in the widest map area.
So through all this, I mean, you sound very unoptimistic, Arrow, and I don't like your lack of optimism here. Show some optimism.
Well,
No Reason's taking it.
I think the optimism is really on Hollywood. Point number 2, that's No Reason's turn to defend. That's where they're going to make their defense count. I think against Chiefs, it's not going to be on 1 or 3, but number 2 is where the defense is really going to count, and I'm giving that to No Reason. If they can make a defense, they're going to hold it on point number 2. And it's also the point where, you know, if they're going to do something like a sniper, depending, I'm not going to say what kind of play they're going to do just yet, but if they want to do something like a sniper, point number 2 is the friendliest for that. Point number 2 gives them the most options, and, you know, the optimistic thing here to say would be that their biggest chance of winning this map will be on the back of that point.
Well, and speaking of sniper, I see Apathetic is standing on that glass in spawn. He's no longer thinking about it. He's doing it. Also, can I just say one of the things I think I'm most disappointed? Oh, never mind. I was going to say I was very disappointed that Rep doesn't have one of those chief outfits for Pharah, but it's just showing up mostly as the default skin for me. So he is actually the chief of chiefs.
Yeah. They're actually, I was talking about no reason on defense, but actually no reason going to be an attack first, so that's okay. But when we do get to defense, no reason are going to want to hold on to. But on attack, it's going to be interesting. If they're going to run a Widow on attack, it's going to be a slow... They might be attacking quite slowly because they're relying on the Widow to get picks. And a lot of relying on Widow to get picks means you have to sort of play it. You have to wait around a bit. It's kind of slow. Widow doesn't do really well at pushing really quickly because Widow just can't really brawl. So
and
we'll see
that's a
here.
spot and a half. I've never seen that. I am just a filthy casual. But standing on top of the stoplight, that was as a Widow, that was kind of impressive. I like that. Did not manage to find anything here, and they do know that Apathetic is making Widows, but he has been unsuccessful so far. I have not seen anyone actually get hurt yet.
I'll tell you
really
what.
in this
I'll
fight.
tell you what is successful though. They're forcing Chiefs back. They're ruining Chiefs' positioning here. You'll notice that no one is actually in the cafe now. Chiefs are all hiding out between that mid floor, that mid building, and you know if anything, no reason are making more space for themselves. They're just not taking advantage of it. They need to be pushing up with the space that Apathetic is giving them.
And that Widow's starting to take those pot shots.
He's
Nothing has
already
landed yet. Really good shielding from Reinhardt, but the ults are starting to climb.
He's got his wall hacks on already. They should be trying to make a play here. He's got to take down Reb. That's the opening they're looking for. No reason going to walk in now. Who's the next play they're looking for now? Sarcastica wanting to grab a hook here. Can Apathetic pick up another?
Oh, but Snowblood's walking forward, and they actually pick off Sarcastic. Snowblood still doing work as Reaper there. Cannot find any more, but that is a crucial pick as it kind of pushes off.
Rep's
no
coming back
here.
though. They need to do something because Rep is coming back. Apathetic doesn't even see it. Oh, now
Oh my
Chief's
god, there is a flank Roadhog on the Mercy here. It's Dorky. Dorky hooks, and he lands it. And Apathetic down. That is a big play. No res coming in. No one. Now it's just get all the picks you can. They brought the Reinhardt forward. They grab him too. That is Termo picking off his rival Reinhardt. Sanka.
No reason of being completely routed here, and pretty much everyone has their ults now. It's almost 6 ults on 6 ults. Scrims is on 95, so he basically got it. Wallhack's going down again. Apathetic going for a trick shot, not going to land anything just yet. They need to make a move on their picks. I mean, Apathetic killed Rep, and that was their opportunity to make something happen, and they moved in pretty slowly, and they got picked themselves. So all their ults are up now. Oh, there once again he's got Reps, and okay, this time surely something's got to happen.
And the grab of the Roadhog. That is Dorky down. The counter charge. Turbo trying to do it again. The breaking down happens. We have everything going down here. That is Dorky down though. Aporia is in a bit of a precarious position, but it's like a banana going down to Rep. Grims.
That's critical.
Apathetic find a couple more picks here, but that is a massive Mercy pick. This first point is getting capped pretty hard here. Aporia will not escape. Another good play there, and a Tanka grabbing 2. Bart trades that with Snowblind, and it should be Chiefs are going to grab point 1. I think.
Yeah, securing the Aporia kill right at the end there is exactly what they needed to get it, because if Aporia got another res up, I think Chiefs would have held. And I'm glad that No Reason showed that they can make this push. That the second time around, they got the exact same pick, put in the exact same situation, except this time they managed to kill Dorky off that push and not the other way around. Because last time, Sarcastica was the one that got picked, and they ended up in a 5v5 situation, which led to their loss in that push. So after a couple of failed pushes, they're finally onto the second point. I think they're still going to keep Apathetic on the Widow. It has been working for them, and if they can find Rep consistently with their Widow pick, then I think they might be able to do this.
Well, Rep did get a little bit of Rep venge on Apathetic pretty early there in that push. And he's looking for more here. Will he grab it again, or did Rep just feed? Rep is in a very precarious position here.
Oh, Termo's ulti though. Turmo got at least, I think he got at least 3 there. There was a brilliant hammer down coming from Turmo. Meanwhile, Apathetic was caught in the back, being held up by Rep. Dorky's going to go in now to try and look for something. Shield down, disengages, and successful hold for Chiefs.
That's, you know, it could really go either way here. Chiefs doing a good job of keeping themselves alive, but no reason. Just kind of doing enough to gain ground, kind of bit by bit here. So they are slowly chipping away at the cart right there, but Dorky jumps right on top of Apathetic. He should go down here too, and now it's Snowblind. He's ulting, and he picks up 3 of them. That's both heals as well.
Apathetic really needs to reposition. As soon as Dorky jumps on Apathetic, he needs to do something to reposition. Chiefs now identifying the problem. Apathetic are getting the picks on Chiefs. So the response from Chiefs is, okay, we're going to run a Winston, we're going to jump on your sniper, and we're going to drop a shield on him, we're going to pressure your sniper. Apathetic feeling that pressure, he's going to actually turn, change up now onto the Pharaoh. I'm not too sure about this. I actually feel like they should keep going with the sniper. It was working. They just needed to reposition Apathetic if he got jumped on.
And Apathetic versus Rep. Rep hits a nice direct onto him. Then Dorky's getting right in there, and they grab the Mercy off that. That is a crucial pick from the Winston, and Snowblind and Turmo cleaning up after this. There's no heals for no reason. And now there is no reason for Apathetic to be in anymore because this entire team has gone down.
Yeah, no reason to commit anything else here, no reason to use any ults. And the one thing that no reason got out of that push, or that loss on that push rather, was that Turmo had used a hammer down, so that they got that going for them, knowing that there's not going to be another Earth Shatter for this next push if they can move quickly enough. Turmo probably didn't really have to use it there, but use it to secure a couple of kills. Apathetic now dueling Rip in the air. I just don't think the Pharaoh is going to be able to make the same picks the Widow could.
Well, and interesting enough here is that here comes the breakdown. There is no ability for Chiefs to respond to that breakdown. Dry is only at 70 on his, so they need to start grabbing stuff off this, but they haven't even killed anybody. Like, that was kind of a waste. It
was a bit of a waste. No reason using 2 ults here, using the Lucio Soundwave.
And now it's still he gets 3 again! But
big res though, big res.
Oh, but the hammer! He grabs 3 of them in that line. Kid Turmo grab more, he grabs the Lucio. And he gets out! He gets out!
Yeah, I mean, uses a hammer, locks down a couple of people, charges himself back out, identifies you're not going to win the situation, but you've done your job. You've done your job by locking No Reason out of the gate, and No Reason not getting really any cart movement. And just to go back to that last push, they use a sound wave, and then they use a whole hog ultimate. So there's 2 ultimates they didn't really get any progress off of. I mean, all Chiefs have to do was sort of back out a little bit and say, okay, we're just going to wait for your ults to finish, and then we're going to re-engage you. Snowblind goes and gets a triple, and that's pretty much all she wrote.
Yeah, that is kind of the GG ult out of him, and now we have an Angry Monkey going in. Turmo gets stopped. Does not matter, though. He will be taken out. And now here comes the revive. Not a huge res, just a little res, but it got the job done. As it is totally stonewalling right here. There is nothing that No Reason can do. And they have 20 seconds to get on the card here and move. They finally grab some ground, but Chiefs to just say, hey, we're just going to back out. You got to go a long way.
Rip did get killed, and Rip is only starting to make his way back down. Apathetic going to go for a ulti. He will take down Aporia. That will be no res for Chiefs. This is actually the opportunity now. No res for Chiefs means they can take a fight, get some frags, and they will be permanent frags. If they're ever going to cap the point now, they have to do it off this push. Rip's going to
it's Rip! Well, that was a big pick there, and now the break it down is coming, and the hammer, and the ult from Snowblind. Oh my lord. He gets a 3K to end it.
Yeah, the hammer down plus the Death Blossom, that will put the nail in the coffin. But match is not quite over yet. I think this will be the Snowblind 4K that he got. Was it on the first point?
I mean, which one? He had so many great plays with these dies, and there he is. That's 3 of them he grabbed there. And then he grabs the Reinhardt with some nice aim, putting that scout aim from TF2 to work.
I do think, I kind of feel like Apathetic switched off the Widow a little bit too quickly. The Winston pressure wasn't that impossible to deal with. In fact, if you had played your lineup around that, you could have swapped somebody on your team to a Reaper, I mean, you already had a Roadhog, so really, a Winston jumping on your sniper, you could actually bait that kind of play, frag the Winston with your Roadhog or Reaper, and then continue. But what No Reason were really doing quite well was they were shutting down Rip on the Pharah with the Widowmaker, and as soon as they swapped that out, I just don't think Apathetic had the same impact on the game on Pharah as he did on Widow.
Man, yeah, I mean, I honestly don't know what he can do now. Like, while he was getting rep consistently, it was kind of like one and done for him. You know, he'd get the kill, he'd be toasted.
Well, you get the kill, and then you are meant to push on a player advantage, on a 6v5 advantage. And also, Pharah is one of the only, and probably well, aside from Winston, but one of the best ways to maneuver into engage a Widowmaker. So a Widowmaker usually takes a roof positioning, especially on Hollywood. Only a Winston and Pharah can quickly engage a Widow. So taking down the Pharah pick means that Chief's response to the Widow suddenly diminishes. And all they've really got is a Winston, which, if you've got a Roadhog, which they did, should have really been able to counter that. The protection just wasn't happening. Apathetic was also spending a lot of time chasing Rep behind points. Rep did a really great job of distracting Apathetic on the first point while they were trying to push second, and that ended the team's push pretty soundly. So,
well, and worth noting here is we have a bit of a change up on this defense. We don't have a Lucio out of no reason. They got Bartimus on Symmetra. So we're going to be seeing some microwaves going around here as we get underway. Chiefs trying to open things up. And it's Rep going way over the top, throwing some damage boosted rockets in there.
Oh, that first hook goes to Dorky.
Man, he got toasted.
He did. That's gonna cost Chiefs some time indeed. I think they're just gonna wait for Dorky to come up. They're not gonna try and commit to anything just yet. Brilliant pull by Sarcastica though. The window for opportunity for No Reason to make any play off that is also finished. They probably don't want to anyway, just because running a Symmetra, they don't want to go too far out. So let's see what Chiefs are going to do here. They look like they want to do a push to the alley, but they're going to pressure main. Sarcastica's going to get taken down by Dorky. The revenge kill there. Turmo misses a charge, and 2 kills now on the side of Chiefs. So Rez being forced out pretty early into this fight. Rep gets taken down though. No Reason for returning the frags.
Dorky went down again. He got roasted by his rival Pig. Are you in the mood for some ham, Avril?
Oh, it's not Christmas yet, but you know what? I love ham, so anytime, any day of the year, bring it on.
So we're getting some grilled ham up in here as these Roadhogs are fragging each other left, right, and center. And speaking of left, right, and center, we got something way behind. I'm trying to like maneuver around here. This is Reinhardt. That's Turmo. He's on point too. But it doesn't matter. They don't need Turmo because they're roasting more Pig and Sarcastic goes down. He does take out Rep with them this time.
Yeah, this trade is fine because they got Rep, and I think getting the DPS player here is a lot more important than getting the Flex player. So it's not a bad pick, but they got to deal with Snowblind, and Snowblind's going to go, and he looks like he just ulted, but the ult's going to miss. Rep's going to take down Apathetic, so now the fight's looking pretty good for Chiefs. Can they make something happen up here? Snowblind a bit of trouble. He's going to Wraith Form out. Sarcastica down once again. Oh, he whiffs the hammer. Sanka hitting nobody.
Rep, he ulted a little bit early into a res, and he got hooked and fragged. And now this is a big kind of push again here, as somehow Chiefs still managing to frag people, and they actually deny the ult, and Snowblind picking off Grims.
Teleporter here. There's a teleporter behind the point, and the players are starting to stream back in. Sarcastica's now back in. Gonna take down Ori. Sanka's still deep in the fight right now. 2 players on the side of No Reason, still pretty deep. Teleporter's still up. Here comes Grims and Bartimus. Rep's trying to make something happen now, but he's gonna run away with a little bit. Snowblind looking for the teleporter, not gonna find it. And Grims 1v1 into Snowblind. It looks like No Reason may still hold, but can Rep kill everybody here?
Yeah, he can. Oh, he can, and he does, and he does.
Overall, a good hold from No Reason. You know, I'm quite pleased. If I was No Reason, I'd be kind of happy with that hold. You managed to get down at least 2 to 3 pushes from Chiefs. You made them fail a couple of pushes there. Good amount of time, 5 minutes or just under 5 minutes left on the clock. Now they have to defend this point. Chiefs did hold no reason on this point, so if no reason do not hold this point, they will lose the map. And I said earlier, right at the start of this map, that this was going to be the point, if any, that no reason could hold Chiefs on. It now has to be the one.
And I'm gonna be honest, it does not look like it. They've given up a lot of space early, and now it's the rep ball. It's coming in there. He only gets one, but now it's the die from Snowblind. He grabs a few more, and this is all falling apart here. Dorky's grabbed 2. Tomo grabs another, and there's really nothing here. It is Grimm's wraithing out, and he's being hunted. Tomo wants him, and they grab him.
I mean, really now they just have to stop them from even touching the car, and they will secure this. It's not looking good for No Reason now. I don't think No Reason even have any heroes close enough to try and get on it. Roadhog's trying to get there, but Sarcastica is just too slow. Gonna get pulled in by Dorky. They will continue to play this out, though. Don't forget, it is points. You get points given on the rounds per point you cap. So the play on will continue. Apathetic can still try and deny some points here, but I think the last point still a bit too difficult to hold. If anything, you'll delay Chiefs by a couple of minutes here still because Chiefs have no ults. You have 3 ults on the side of No Reason. They can win this next fight.
Oh, and another hook from Dork. He's trying to get the pig fight win again. And, well, he's just bouncing around back.
Do they play out for points or no? Might have to get the call from Edwin. As far as I know,
playing.
I thought you play out for points, but here we go. Official call from Edmund says play it out. So we will see both teams still going for it. Ulti advantage on the side of No Reason. They can do something here. 4 ultis here for No Reason. Grims takes down Dorky. They need to do something with this fight now. Rush in with the Lucio, I say, is what they need to do. So let's see how we go. Rips being a nuisance on the side, though.
No, see, if I'm Chiefs, what I do here is I grind down the 4 minutes just to make Bro Dogs just look like an even bigger fool, and then they push in and win it, just to give us that much more Overwatch, because I love me some Overwatch.
You love it so much, you wake up at 3 AM to cast it. Dedication right there. I mean, if I've seen anything...
Not quite wake up, more like tossing and turning, can't sleep. Brodog says, Dreamboat, are you there? I say, hi. It says, can you cast? Our caster didn't show. And I said, okay, let me put some pants on, I'll be there, man.
Pants on for Chiefs as well. 6 ults to 6 ults. Can Chiefs make something happen here? Snowblind once again going in beautiful ultimates. Only going to catch 1 this time though, so not as amazing as before. Sanka going to reply with the hammer down. Rep wants some action.
That was a big res from No Reason, but it's the hammer down again. And Ori's just kind of zone out the Mercy there, and they will grab him. Snowblind's still doing work. He grabs Sarcastic for the 2nd time. And honestly, we've talked a lot about rep, but I think my MVP of this match, as they cap it, has got to be Snowblind. Some of those ultimates on defense were so clutch, and it just always seemed to get a crucial pick in the push on offense.
I'm gonna sort of piggyback on that and say, for me, and this on Ilios, my MVP would have been Dorky, but on Hollywood, I'm actually gonna say Turmo, because a lot of Snowblind's ultimates that looked really good were played on the back of Turmo's hammer downs. If Turmo didn't get really crucial 2, 3, 4-man hammer downs on the other team, Snowblind would not have been able to get in there and kill as many as he did. And I think it's a coordination between the 2 players and between the 2 ults that really secured them those kills. So team effort, really, for me.
Okay, and that's game, man. Wow, that was fun. I need to cast more Overwatch. That's my call here. This was a fun debut, Avril. You've been a hell of a fun partner too.
Yeah, this has been the Dreamboat and Avril show on Heroes League Week 3. We do have more matches coming up tomorrow and the day after. I do believe this was our one and only game for today. We did have another one, but one of the teams did have to pull out for an emergency. So, first final game for Heroes League today, but we got some really big stuff coming up later this week.
You really would think that the other teams would learn that the pull-out method is not a viable option. I'm very disappointed. Well, I guess we're down to one game. That is unfortunate.
Yep. So tune in to Heroes League tomorrow and also on Thursday. And if we're lucky, we're going to get another game on Friday as well. And once again, it's week 3. So this is the week for the big matches. Week 4 is also going to be big. But here we are, week 3. Yeah, stay tuned.